Hey, this is Mike. I'm going to talk a bit about web services and filling out the web service or the Spectrum Data Exchange Excel templates. And we refer, a lot of times you'll hear the words SDX, and that refers to Spectrum Data Exchange. So the scenario I'm describing here is you're working with your Spectrum consultant, and that person has provided you, let me make this so we can all see this, has provided you these Excel templates so that you can fill these out, and then you generally send those back to your consultant, and it's a process, right? You're going to go back and forth on filling these out. It's not perfect the first time, but you're going to go back and forth, and eventually these will be synchronized into your Spectrum database. So the scenario I'm talking about is where you're extracting data, or the data is being extracted, maybe transformed from your old legacy system. It's getting put into these templates, and your consultant is syncing these in. Okay, so from your perspective, what you need to know is on these templates, and this particular one is the vendor, anything that's required will be in yellow. Those column descriptions, those headings will be in yellow. That tells you that's a required field. All right, and you're going to go through these, and your consultant will go through each column with you and what it means. And if you're anything like me, you're going to forget about half of it. So you need a resource on what these things mean. Say, for instance, as I go across the vendor template, where are you? The payment terms and all that stuff. Yeah, here we go. Like the terms code and the terms days. What does that mean, right? When you're filling these out, and if you forget, and maybe you didn't talk about it with your consultant, you need a resource. The way you can get more information is, well, there's two ways. Your consultant will generally have a link for what I'm about to show you. But if you're in Spectrum, and if you've got access to Spectrum, you can go to Help, and then you're going to type in Web Service. Web Services is the technology being used so that data can be written back to your Spectrum database, other than through the normal front-end user interface, okay? Like through Excel, for instance. So you're going to search on Web Services, and then you're going to click on this List of Web Services link. Okay. Now, most consultants will have this saved to favorites, and they can just send you this link so you can save it to your favorites. I don't have to go through Spectrum all the time, or you might not even have access to Spectrum yet, so that you can get to this. But in this case, I'm going to the Add Vendor template, and you know, you don't have to know which exact template and everything. Your consultant will tell you which one you're working on. In this case, it's Add a Vendor. Oh, I forgot some important information. When I look at Add a Vendor, there's an API to it, but there's also an Excel template. So the scope of this description I'm doing, or this help file, is that these are the Excel templates we're talking about. So you're working with the Add Vendor help or Excel template. When I click on that, there's a couple important sections to this. One is there's underlying file maintenance. What has to be set up in file maintenance for this template to work? And if you think about it, there's dependencies, right? Certain things have to be set up to create data. Now, your consultant will have done this for you, and you won't have to worry about this, but just so you're aware, what's the underlying file maintenance, and what are assumptions and dependencies? And that can come into play in certain situations, but those are the rules, so to speak, on when vendors can be added through web services. And then as I scroll down, these are the Excel columns. And if I'm looking for something specific, and that was column P that I was talking about before, it's like, wait a minute, what is this? Column P, what does that mean? Well, I can go to column P here, and it's going, oh, it's based on the payment due terms. It's either an A or a B. That's what goes in that column. It's an A if I pay my vendor based on an invoice date. It's a B if I pay my vendor based on a day of the next month. And for whatever that's worth, how many days is the next column? That brings that full circle. So I hope this has been helpful. Important things to burn into memory are your consultant will help you with the templates, which ones you're working on. When you're filling them out, these columns in yellow are required. and then search on web services and get to your list, and then hyperlink. Click on the hyperlink to get to the documentation on what goes in each column. Hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, if there's anything we can do to help, don't hesitate to contact us. If you go to www.onpoint-software.com, there's instructions on how to contact us on the website. Thank you.